Although Neo was the One, the treatment he received by the Oracle and the Merovingian was peculiar. One called him boy and the other kiddo, as if he was a child. What is that about? Why was Smith trying to get the Zion codes if the machines already knew where the city was? Also, how did Neo revive Trinity? This is our series where we answer your Matrix questions. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Today's first question comes from La Story. Why did Smith ask Morpheus the codes of Zion in the first movie? If Zion was built by the machines, he should know everything. Every program in the Matrix is needed to fulfill a purpose.
How do you know all this?
I know because I must know. It is my purpose. It's the reason I'm here. The same reason we're all here.
The agents are no exception. They only know what the architect wants them to know. Their objective in the first movie was to retrieve the Zion codes, and the Red Pill's purpose was to protect the codes. But it was all a distraction. The architect knows where Zion is and how to enter it. It's even possible that the architect and the Oracle have spies in Zion, programs inside human bodies, just as the Smith infected Bane. Smith's purpose was to interrogate Morpheus, to help sell the illusion of conflict to the One. Neo and the Red Pills need to feel that they are in danger. If not, they will begin to question whether or not their war is real. The architect can't make things easy for the Red Pills.
Something to eat? Drink? Of course, such things are contrivances like so much here, for the sake of appearances.
No, thank you.
Yes, of course.
Just as humans must eat and satisfy other needs in the Matrix to maintain the illusion, the Red Pills need to face peril and resistance from the agents. The machines can destroy Zion whenever they want. Our next question comes from Dexter JK. How did Neo resurrect Trinity? 3 reasons. 1. Neo is the One and can modify the Matrix code. When Neo saved Trinity from falling, he saved her residual self-image, her avatar, which is made of code that was damaged by bullets. Neo just had to repair the code of Trinity's avatar. 2. Neo could repair Trinity's avatar and restart her heart because he was a computer programmer and hacker. Neo restarted her heart like restarting a computer. And 3. He was able to save her because of the connection they shared. The same connection that saved him in the first Matrix. Neo's love for Trinity is written in his code, but we don't know if Trinity was also modified. This is why we can attribute Trinity's resurrection to both their connection and Neo's programming abilities. The next question comes from Alt1FXA. Why does the Merovingian call Neo boy and the Oracle calls Neo kiddo?
Mark my words, boy, and mark them well. I have survived your predecessors, and I will survive you.
Good luck, kiddo.
So there are 2 ways of looking at this. The first is Neo's age. The Oracle and the Merovingian are programs that are hundreds or maybe thousands of years old. The Oracle has existed since before the creation of the first Matrix, and it is also believed that the Merovingian was also present since the beginning. So for them to call Neo boy or kiddo is not strange, as he was in his 30s during the original trilogy. The second is knowledge. Neo is a mental infant in comparison to the Matrix programs. He has no idea about anything that is happening. The Oracle speaks to him this way to assert her superiority. Neo sees her as an authority figure with wisdom beyond his. The Merovingian is the same. He dismisses him as a boy because he knows that Neo is just a child pretending to be a superhero.
Aha, here he is at last. Neo is the One himself, right?
And our last question of the day comes from Steven Richardson. Why haven't we gotten Matrix 4 earlier? The Wachowskis are known for pushing the boundaries of filmmaking. Returning to the Matrix universe seemed unlikely because of that reason. If Lana or Lily didn't have a unique and thought-provoking story to tell, they wouldn't be motivated to make a new Matrix. The last thing they wanted is for the Matrix to become a generic annual franchise. The Matrix movies exist to analyze and deconstruct important topics such as life, love, religion, and existentialism, and have us come up with answers that we had never thought of. This is why the Matrix universe has been dormant for the past 2 decades. Also, after Matrix Revolutions, many fans and moviegoers lost interest in the franchise. The Matrix did continue for a few more years with the Matrix Online video game. Although the game still has a dedicated fan base, it has mostly been forgotten, just as all other Matrix media that isn't the film trilogy. But the Matrix universe is so special that although the sequels have long been criticized and no new material has been out for 20 years, its impact on film and pop culture remains. It is still a benchmark in filmmaking and science. Lana Wachowski's return means that The Matrix 4 will fulfill 2 things. The new movie will be completely different from the original trilogy because the Wachowskis don't like to repeat the same ideas or tropes. And Matrix 4 will be thought-provoking with enough material that will be discussed and analyzed for another 20 years. The Wachowskis did leave the door wide open for new Matrix content a long time ago.
Will we ever see him again?
I suspect so. Someday.
Perhaps the creators always had the intention to eventually return to the Matrix. We only wish that it didn't take this long for it to happen, but better late than never. But do you agree? Why was Smith trying to get the Zion codes when the machines already knew where the city was and how to get to it? Was Neo and Trinity saved by the power of love? Why did it take so long to finally get a Matrix 4? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.